What's up, Thomas? How did you get funding from high level? How can we all do it too?
Like high level. Yeah.
Like with high level, high level. Money, money, money. Woo! That's two of me. Ah. Do, 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 do.
I wanted to use school to have people come in who was just like me when you called me in to do this project. Was that a lot of people that I know do not know how to communicate with their clients once they have them as a client. So the onboarding process they're pretty much oblivious to because they don't really know what to tell them. I've been through enough onboarding to know what to do, but the extra questions, the additions and add-ons and anything else that takes place after you've given them a snapshot of maybe like their, I think we talked earlier about the snapshots like the businesses in a box kind of situation. So when they have that, well, what leaves the client? They have it, but they don't have the follow through tutorials. Those type of things leave a person like myself as an agency kind of dumbfounded to what to answer to them. So what you've already started, trust me, it's going to snowball at some point to where it's going to be like, okay, every little thing, so long as we've got our avatars and a script,
Yes,
boom, it's right there. And you may I ask a question because I didn't know. You update, right? Is correct? We're going to be updating those.
It'd be silly if we didn't. Yeah, of course.
Right. I'm just saying because again, like I said, when they just came out with the AI employee,
Yep.
I was like, okay, look, I'm recuperating from a bunch of stuff. So I'm not going to get into the hype about Black Friday, with all that kind of stuff. If you're going to prepare for that, you do that months ahead and get ready for Black Friday, but have already started putting in your ads and things of that nature. So right now I'm getting more prepared for after the fact, like in January. That way I can be more proficient into what I'm doing and understanding it better. And that's what I'm trying to train myself on now. When they do the Facebook, when they go over it on Facebook, they're doing a lot of talking, but they're not doing a lot of explaining. And when I go into the high level university side, so it's already preset. You have everything sitting here. So I can go through it not so much faster, but I can go through it more comprehensively and grasp it and then be able to, okay, now I get it. Because there's some people in my groups that this is why I say that they don't really know what they're doing. I said, once you get this AI work employee going, why would I turn around and get a virtual assistant? I keep telling them we were already doing inbound work. That's inbound calls. If we just set this up right, good. Why are you trying to get outbound calls? Why are you trying to get inbound takers as well? They're looking at hiring people. I'm like, you just learned how to do this. Why are you doing it? If you're not using what the clients you're trying to sell them, then basically that's what confuses me. It really throws me back because when we had missed call text back to start, they wanted people to go in and say, well, look, I can pick up the calls too. You can. The purpose of it is that when you can't.
Yeah.
Same thing with the AI employee, especially with inbound calls. It's when you are unable to take the call or catch the call. That's what it's there for. So you don't lose money. Something is there already preparing and setting up an appointment for them to use. They're acting like they're going for all of these shiny objects that they're not paying attention to the objects in front of them.
You should quote that and put that on a shirt. You should genuinely just like put that on the Facebook group because
Stop paying attention to the shiny object instead of the object in front of you.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, genuinely, like it's I mean put it in the community for crying out loud. Like it's such a reminder. We know what we need to do, and normally the work that we need to do is boring or hard, and we don't want to do it.
Well, it's not so much hard or boring. It's just that people are anticipating things like a microwave oven. You pop it in and you want it quick. You forget that there's an oven right down below that's going to take some time and let it sit. And then when it comes out, you're like, oh, take time to smell the coffee, so to speak, and understand that what you've done, enjoy it when you look at it. And then when you crack it open to taste it, which means like when you're actually showing it to someone else, you can experience for yourself and then share it with others. And they're not doing that. They're just trying to get the next thing in the microwave, get it in, get it out, and ask them a question and they don't know nothing about it because they didn't study the material.
So how are you meant to sell it?
Maybe this is what this is for, is to understand better about, okay, I created an avatar. I have a bunch of tutorials, but in those tutorials, I'm able to separate them out, put them into school. I want to best utilize it to put out to the community so that when people look at them and watch them and go over the material, that although they are shorts, there is an impactful amount of information there for them to utilize to say, okay, now do you get a better understanding to go back to the material you already have and then take that to your customer or take that information and understand it better. But basically what I'm really trying to get is I'm really kind of like stuck in a neutral area. How do I put it inside school so no one can like go into YouTube and take the video out? Where do I set it so it's not something that could be grabbed out? I want it so that when it's in there, that it's there for you to look at, but you can't take it.
You can do it you can upload them onto Vimeo. So
Hmm.
there's other hosting websites that we've been using. So we used YouTube at the start, but now we're transitioning over to Vimeo, which is another video hosting app.
Does it lock down the video?
Yes, it does. So you can't download it.
Can you lock it so that no one can like scrape it out?
I've seen someone do it. I don't know how they did it. I will figure out how they did it.
I know in YouTube you can private, like you got public, private, and there's another one, but the private one is like whomever you send it to, that's the only people that could see it.
Yeah.
But there's a way to do that same factor when you send it to school and say, okay, you can only view it here, but you can't look at it anyplace else.
Same
Mm.
thing like when we give our snapshots away. I remember I used to work at a company that sold snapshots, and they explicitly said you're not allowed to resell snapshots.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's like sure thing. Like, you're definitely gonna enforce that. But here's the thing, like when I watched it, when I watched people buy the snapshot, there was a handful of people who said like I want to resell it as my affiliate deal. They couldn't stop it. There was no restrictions. But also like there was also a lot of people getting in this game just to try and resell the product to another person without actually using the product
Hmm.
for themselves. You know what I mean? So which I get it. Like it's I had similar thoughts as well. I was like, oh, I'm gonna sign up and I'm gonna be an affiliate and I'm gonna resell high level. I'm gonna get rich off affiliates. And then it's
Well,
like some people can do that, but I also would much rather figure it out myself, actually grow a business, learn the ins and outs of it. And then when it comes to, like you said, people following shiny object syndrome, like someone's going to land somewhere and someone's gonna follow a guru or follow someone that has it all figured out. So
you
I'd
mean
rather.
like you? I'm sorry.
Oh, oh, really? And that's the thing. Like I didn't want to be fake. I didn't like I did that. I followed a guy who
Mm,
I think grew his agency to 10K per month, posted it on YouTube and was like, this is how you do it. It's
mm.
super easy. Sign up to my SaaS plan to get into my community that's only exclusive to 300 people. So I added scarcity, urgency. What else? Yeah, scarcity and urgency, and it was a good offer from what I
Mm.
knew of because I was so unaware of what the actual offers were around. And then I went in and I I consumed his material and realized how shit it was. Like,
Ooh, okay.
and the guy was like younger than me, so he was in his like early 20s, late teen years, and I'm like, did I really just fall for this guy's MLM,
Mm.
sign up to my affiliate plan?
Well, there is a young man on school that I'm not going to say he's a scam or anything, but I just didn't have. There was no way I would come up with income for that. But I think he started off this whole inbound AI thing where I think he was like in his teens. He started it, and he's got people coming in to do the inbound calls, and later on be getting like part commissions later on as a result because of the impact that he was having on the companies.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it sounds like a plan. Okay, cool. But no, I don't think I want to come in like that because I really don't understand what he's doing. But he was using, I think, Air AI at the time.
Ah.
And I was like, when I started calling him out on what he was using, he was like, what? I said, yeah, I understand the concept. I learned it in school when I was back in January. I said, so I understand what you're doing. So it's not, I'm not hating on you. I just can't afford to get on board with it.
Yeah.
But it's a good opportunity. I said, yeah. Other than that, I had no problems, and even to this day, I'm happy for them. But
Nice.
there are some people out there saying, look, how do we move forward in this industry and actually help each other without trying to cutthroat each other?
Yep, yep. It's that's a difficult one. And how do we like not scam each other either as well and just find like what actually works and has been proven and has data? I don't know why or how, but this like I remember Hormozy, his most successful ads, like especially the school ones, you've seen the school ones, they're all statistics on the top 10 winners, the average amount someone makes with school in their first 30 days was like $1,360. How well the top 10 did, like I mentioned. It shocked me that we didn't have more of that transparency in the marketing world to this day. Even with all this information out now, that's all readily available. It's just become a little bit more scammy and snaky.
Mm.
I don't know.
Well,
I
for
don't know.
for the most part, right now, I think I just want to get a lot of things like covered. I'm not afraid, even though I mentioned the things about somebody taking the videos and what have you. And I'm part of the statistics that Mosey was talking about. Who I didn't quit, but had I met you prior to my first 2 weeks, I think getting on board with you doing what we're doing now and then starting the school games, that this could be something. But as Mosey says, look, every month you get to start all over. All you have to do to qualify is make about 10 grand a month. I'm like this information alone, if marketed right, at $97 a pop a month per person coming in the door, just give me
Deal.
100 people and I'm good to go.
Yeah,
That
it's a
would be
deal.
the first step, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I convinced myself to say, look, my legacy would be utilizing my own self as the avatar, because at that point it's like you're doing a good job of what you do. And personally, I'm like this: if at any point you want to affiliate your program, I'm going to be the first one on board with that.
Totally, we,
Because
we do that right.
no, I mean, okay, if you do, then fine, just show me the path. Because
I'll
in a
send you the
sense,
link.
great. Okay. I mean, but in order to help promote it, utilizing even my own avatar or something like that, because to say, look, I'm doing this. This is whatever. Even in the sense of my own success, but even still saying this is worth it, because when you have an agency and you sign a client up, you guys talk for a few minutes on a Zoom call, and you might see me every month thereafter, maybe. But the thing is, if you have me inside your account at any given time when you need to ask a question or whatever, I'm right there. It's not physically, but I'm there in avatar form, ready to answer your questions to help you along. Now, hence that. Now, this is where I have a little bit of an issue, not an issue, but a question. Is that let's say someone signs up as an affiliate to me under high level. How do I transpose that over to help putting that in their system as well to help them help their clients in a way
Right.
where I could charge them monthly in order to do that?
Yeah, that's the fun thing because
Yeah,
you could either have them signed up under your Go High Level affiliate code.
right.
I've seen we worked with a guy who's got a few affiliates, and he turned himself into an AI because he had affiliate clients and he wanted to help his affiliates out with getting results for their Go High Level customers that would stay on his affiliate, right? You could do something like that, or you
Yeah.
could have people sign on to your white label SaaS if you want, especially guys who are starting out who don't want to go all in and build out their own agency and do the whole back end thing. They want something that's already pre-made with automations, templates, snapshots, just as like maybe a one singular sub account for them to practice and get used to high level is something
Mhm.
that you could do. You can also charge, low ticket 97, 197, 297 per month for that. Are sort of the two things that I've seen people do.
I don't want you to rack your brain. I'm just saying you just brought up something that interests me on it. If you happen to come back up with it, WhatsApp me, whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I've
we'll
got I've got
communicate
it.
on that.
It's have you heard of this guy called It's Keaton on YouTube?
No, I have not.
He's a super nice guy. He promotes high level, and he's right now running his own SaaS. So what he does is, if you search it up on YouTube, I'll put it in the comments. Super nice guy.
Yeah, he's very genuine.
He is. Simplify and Profit. What is your name?
David.
We've Have we met?
No, I don't believe so.
I believe so. Well, okay. Well, welcome to these calls.
Yes,
Nice to have you on here. Yeah, it's Keaton's super guy. I met him in the Dallas event just like 2 months ago now. So super lovely guy, and he is right now building his own SaaS, and he's selling it to business owners who want to have Go High Level, to have Apex, and to have Closebot, which is Go High Level the CRM, Apex the launch ads in 3 clicks, and then Closebot, which is the AI chatbot. Lucky enough, he has a huge following of like, I think probably 500,000 subscribers on all social media platforms, something like that. No, maybe less, maybe 100,000 business owners, Go High Level activists and marketers who follow his content online, and he markets it to them, and I think he does quite well with it. So that's someone I'd take a look at. I can try and get more of the comparisons as well. So yeah, appreciate it, Blake. I hope that was somewhat helpful. Yeah, I think David, since you're relatively new, is there any particular questions you had regarding the things that we discussed?
uh, lots actually. You guys all kind of mentioned something that while I was going through the introductory course to high level, I wish I had exactly what you guys were describing, like an avatar to just kind of walk you around. And the HL Pro Tools kind of does that, but it's not as personable or as easily. I don't know how to explain it other than I wasn't able to remember it because
Ah,
I would have an issue getting the snapshot basically that was imported into my account. I would have to diagnose it, figure it out, and then fix it. And once I fixed it, I was like, oh yeah, that was in the whatever it's called on for HL Pro Tools that they give you that walks you around the platform.
Yeah.
But it didn't. I'm pretty good at stuff sticking with me, but that none of that did. So whoever mentioned that before, I think you're onto something there. I'm going to be an affiliate and make all this money, blah blah blah. Well, I fell into that as well because of the fact, like I'm a real estate agent, have been for 4 or 5 years. Sold lots of properties. Never been in sales before in my life, but then found that I had a kind of a niche for just talking to people and communicating pretty well and getting them to buy a house with me or sell their house with me listing it. So I knew if I could convince people to do something like that, which is a pretty major transaction in most of everybody's life, I should be able to convince or demonstrate to somebody that the power of this software and how it can help their business. And while I was an agent, I was one of few in my brokerage that really relied on a CRM because most people just did pen and paper.
Yeah.
And that did not work for me because I'm not an organized person. If I have something that can make it organized and I just have to stick with the program, that's easy to me. But those CRMs that I was using did not have anywhere near the features that this has. So once I discovered it, I was kind of blown away. And now I know when I initially did the setup call with HL Pro Tools, I had to have an offer, but I hadn't had enough experience with the platform enough to really know what to offer or what niche I was going after or anything like that. But now I'm starting to grasp an idea and still tweaking it. But how do I put this? Literally simplify and profit. That's what I'm trying to do to most people that are confused about technology and make it as super simple as possible. Like literally like what somebody said earlier to where, or it might have been a video I watched earlier today where literally they just put their company's name in. All they'll have to do is just move the opportunities around. The automation will take place for their clientele and or, Google business ads, whatever I can grow it into. But I want to start off with something simple to begin with. And I think I've found a niche because along with real estate sales, I also do a lot of investing. So I was exposed to a lot of contractors and got to know that most contractors don't have any kind of back end system. So I'm still I'm still trying to develop exactly what my offer is at this point, but I do kind of got a better idea of what I would like for it to be. As far as the platform itself having issues, like the snapshots that even HL Pro Tools gave me, they didn't work for me initially. Like button links didn't quite go to the correct URL because the custom values didn't have enough spaces inside the parentheses. But all that, it took me, like 2 hours to figure that out why it wasn't working. I guess that's a good question. Is there a good resource within HL Pro Tools or GoHighLevel itself that I can go to and say, like, if this isn't working, what is a good resource that I can go to figure out why that is?
You or he or whomever you want to be as the avatar would explain these things, that if you or the client has a problem, then these particular little subject matters will cover it in such a way that it might help you answer those tweaky questions that say, well, why didn't it work the first time and what did I do wrong? So if you follow through step by step, if you start over again and take these steps, it might just solve your problem because you
Y'all are
can't get.
developing this?
Say again.
You guys are developing this? You
This
two?
is already in the works. I mean, Orien already has it down pat. He sold me on it. So okay, so bottom line is my part of the process is almost over. You see the little icon at the top, his little avatar up there. The avatar would be you,
So
or it could be him, or any other avatar up there. But it would answer those questions that you're talking about, because that what you're saying right now is technically what I was saying earlier. There are too many people who get into high level, but they're overwhelmed with everything that's in front of them. You're given what the phrase when I was in school says, "To whom much is given, much is required." Right? You've been given a lot. And in order to meet that and match the amount of value that's been given to you, a lot of you is basically a lot has got to come out of you as well. So you got to match that. But you don't match that right off the bat to be selling to someone else. Because the first client you get, they'll tell you, oh, you might mess up, you might whatever. But even if you, why should you mess up?
Exactly. If you and that's and that goes into like real estate sales. Like I wasn't very my confidence grew over time once I understood contracts, and then my confidence even grew even more once I understood like the lending side of things and just the power of real estate. And people could see that in me, and that's why I feel like I had a good like the last 4 years has been pretty good because of the simple fact that I've not only as a real estate market cycle been in my favor, but also just have never been being in sales before. Once I understood it, I was able to answer any kind of. I mean, there's hardly a real estate question that somebody could ask me now that I don't have a pretty educated answer on. So I get what you're saying. Like you got to learn it and wrap your mind around it to be able to. Is that what is it? Can you clarify for me? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. The more you're involved and enthralled in what you're doing, the more practice that you do, and mind you, you're still surrounded by people in the real estate industry that are there also to answer some of your questions. But because they're not going to be in the office or available to you at all times, this is kind of the same situation. It's like when you do need an answer and not everybody's available or any entity is available, this is why this has been created to be some sort of a vessel to answer your question.
What is this exactly?
Orien, go right ahead.
We're playing. So this is the GHL University. So this is my little thing that I built. So in partnership with HL Pro Tools. Super, super, super quick backstory. This is all the people that we've turned into AI so far. This actually, like we've got you on here as well. We've got a few more. Me, myself, I think I was, as I was mentioning earlier, even though I got scammed and signed up under GoHighLevel, under someone's affiliate, just under their get rich quick, I did end up generating a little bit of money with it. So about 150K. Over the last few years with GHL and reselling AI to clinics. But I ended up working at HL Pro Tools for a short period of time because you can look at the Stripe account, like money was in, money was out, money was in, money was out. So it would fluctuate quite a bit. So I wanted to work for these companies, and I found a gap in the market, which was exactly that. People are just buying it, not necessarily understanding it. And if you don't fundamentally understand it, how on earth are you meant to sell it? And then how are you meant to fulfill for it? Because ultimately the product is what's going to keep your customers around and keep them paying for you. But if
Exactly.
you don't know how to use it, how the hell are you meant to, like, you'll sell someone and they'll ask for a refund or a chargeback because you don't know how to get them great results. But here's the thing, there's already so many resources out there, so many like YouTube videos, templates, services, whatever out there that already do what you've been wanting to do, right? It's just it's done in a different logo, or it's done in a different face, or it's done in a different language. So what we've done is we've made it so that you can completely white label it, just like GoHighLevel. You can put your brand, your logo, but also your face and your voice and your AI avatar to present the training that took me 2 years to learn, 6 months to make. And like how long has it been now? Well, like nearly
Yeah,
week?
about 3 weeks almost. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
about yeah, it's got to be. I started the school games first. There was 2 weeks in, then I met you. School games for me ended, I think, 2 weeks ago. So this is 3 weeks, and already I'm getting an example back that I'm like this. I was thrown back. My wife was saying, "You said this?" No, I didn't. Uh, but the bottom line was is that she was impressed to know that what I was doing, and because she watched the video before we got started too, and was impressed. And I said, look, this might help other people who start GoHighLevel who are overwhelmed at first and say, well, at least they have this. Now you have ways to answer your questions and your same questions that your clients are going to have. So if you can help your client out, even if those questions are answered in a way that even you've never said before or even known, watch your own videos, because again, this also enhances that whenever you get back to talk to them again, they already know you, they know your face, they know your voice, but your knowledge base should now increase based upon the fact that this is now done in your image. Now it's time to back it up, because now the information that you should have known when you got onto high level, well, it's right there in front of everybody's face.
Uh-huh.
But you can't fake this anymore. Now you have all the information. You're not going to have everything, but you're going to have the information necessary to get them through and over the struggles, to get them motivated to keep going. Because with anything, we can bring a horse to water, but we can't make them drink it. So in a sense, we tell people
I say that line all the time.
right. So you know my point. But in this case, when it comes to this type of sales things, we cannot guarantee a sale. We can't guarantee anything. All we can do is say, look, we're going to bring you and do our best to bring customers to you for you to close. And this is how it's done. You're welcome.
Y'all still haven't explained what this is. Like, is it like an app or something you buy on Marketplace, or what is it exactly?
Yeah. So it's AI generated training videos to teach you, your staff, your customers on how to use high level. It's part of my thing. So I sell it essentially. PT has it. So they allow us to do Monday coaching calls, teaching people about it, showcasing what it is. And ultimately, like I'm here to just provide good value and free value. If anyone wanted to learn more about it, we could jump on another call and I can explain more of how the pricing works. And
I'll be there. I'll listen to the call too.
yeah, I'll show you how I do them as well. But yeah, so like I've been in this game for so long, like not so long, but in a really short, intense period of time. The last 2 years, I've obsessed over high level. Like I even made a freaking GoHighLevel course.
I feel like that's going to be me over the next 2 years, because I already am obsessed, because I can see so many benefits that it can provide to somebody that's just struggling in business. I mean, myself included. And at this point right now, and that's the whole thing. I've been waiting for something that I was passionate about to be able to transition away from real estate, because I love investing. I'm still investing. We're buying a 27-acre development, going to have 50 duplexes, 36 residentials. The residential side will pay for all of the development of the duplex, of the multifamily side, and the residual income that we'll get from that, not to mention the net worth on that, is going to be allow us to do a lot bigger things, and we're doing it with none of our own money. That's the whole, like, there's you were talking about, it's Keaton, there's another guy, Jason Wardrop. I like him. I followed him when I first started selling real estate, when he was creating his own real estate CRM.
Yep.
And he had a demonstration of a funnel that was a page that where you put your number on there, and it was that you texted that one word, and that kicked off the AI to text you back. And that's, I think that right there can sell somebody, and also and show them the power of AI, because that's a lot of people hear about the AI, they just don't understand it and what it's capable of doing. But if you can give them a real life example, like, hey, go to this, if you want to see what AI can do for you, go to this page, text this word to this number, and just have a conversation, and know in the back of your mind that that's AI the entire time you're talking with it.
Yeah, dude. There's a company called Zappy. They have something called a self-selling AI snapshot that they use to help.
Okay, so say, like, I didn't have any money, or say I wanted to use the platform itself and build the onboarding experience, build all the experiences of what it is to have an agency first, or not even an agency, just this sort of business, I guess, SaaS, if you want to call it SaaS, or just digital marketing. But if you wanted to just start with gaining experience on doing that, what would you recommend to go with, I guess, for businesses or niches, or
why not use it for your? Are you still in real estate? Are you still doing real estate?
Yeah, I still sell real estate, but I'm not passionate. Like people can see it on my face. Like I'm not passionate about driving, to 50 different houses for them to say, "Oh, I think we're going to wait till next year." And I've wasted all that time, energy away from my family. That's what I'm doing this for, is just to basically get back to being able to be available for my family instead of having to work all the time on vacation, on the weekends, up till 10, 12 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock the next morning. Just, I'm tired of that. I want a business model that works around my schedule, where people choose around my schedule that I set is available. And that was another big turn on for something like this for me.
But isn't that how Miss Call Text Back works and the
Exactly.
AI?
Exactly. That I could tell they're ready to buy a home and they've got money. So they're not your, typical average person. Oh, well, and I'm not saying anything negative about people in this regard, but they didn't have a 500 credit score, and $30,000 in debt, but they're wanting to look at a $400,000, $500,000 home. You know what I mean? It's just something not obtainable for them at this point right now. They there was things that they had to work on, and that was the most frustrating thing. Was you give them the blueprint, but they didn't want to take it. They just wanted to be able to go look at homes, which takes up my time and money, gas, fuel. Like it just, like I said, people can see it on my face. It's
I'm sorry, I have to break in a little bit. I've been guilty of that, and I apologize to all people pre-qualify for homes. But I think it's more the reason why they do it is because they're dreaming and they want
exactly,
to
exactly.
afford, not thinking about the fact that of the inconvenience of the realtor and the time that it's taking away from somebody who really isn't looking to buy at the present time. I'm currently now a homeowner, thank you, but at the same time, then I get where you're coming from. I get that part. Unfortunately, we're going to always come across people who are either looking. So for some people, it's entertainment. They just want to go through homes that are open to look around. But for the other people who are serious at some point, they're serious in their mindset to purchase a home, but they know they're not ready. But then there
Right.
are people who are serious. And if you notice, the serious people really don't want to waste your time. They just say, look, where's the paperwork at? I'm already qualified. I want this house. They probably been in it already beforehand and they're just ready to buy. But then you have
Right.
other people who are, I'm gonna say in the middle. They're qualified, but they're just looking. And they may
And
not
and
that
and,
I'm sorry.
and you can. Oh no, I didn't mean to interject. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
I was just saying, or I was thinking while you were talking, that's exactly what I meant by you can sense that from somebody on the initial phone call. But if I had a form for them to fill out, that would automatically disqualify them right then, because I've sold well into the multiple millions of dollars of homes that on people that did not meet the pre-qualification process that I have for them, or that they didn't fit that criteria of a ready to go buyer, but we would close on something in 45 days of me meeting them. And
Mhm.
that's another thing with this versus real estate is by going and showing them homes, that's not only time scheduling all of that, but it's also time traveling, gas traveling, and it's several hours, possibly days or weeks, or with some clients, even months and months before they finally find what they're wanting for a one-time transaction fee. And that is the difference between in sales, in my mind, that is the biggest difference between something like real estate versus this. And the monthly recurring revenue where you're not starting over every single month. That's gold. That's like gold to me. Because if you provide the value for your customers, you want your churn rate to be as least as possible. So you always want to, in my mind, like as a realtor, I do this as well. I want to over deliver and under promise. So plan to do with something like this.
I think part of it, like you said up front, if there was a form that they fill out and at the same time go through the process of the inbound call, if you feel that the answers don't jive and you call first before you confirm the appointment, when you go through that, I think that at that point would make it a lot easier for you to know whether or not you should waste the gas to go to that home to show it.
Okay, so this is the dilemma. This is the dilemma that I could see coming from that, because a lot of people, when you were looking for homes, let me ask you this: when you were looking for homes, where was the first place that you went to when you thought, okay, we got enough money saved up, uh, we can afford the down payment. I think I can afford about this amount of home. Where did you go? Online. Did
To
you go
look,
to did you go to a realtor, or did you go to Zillow or realtor.com or homes.com, something like that?
I think because of the job that I had, because I used to read meters, I would know where there were homes that were for sale and open houses for the weekend. That's generally how I went about doing it. Having the pre-qualification for me at some point was because I was a veteran, and the
Mm-hmm.
job that I held was working for a utilities company in the state. So in a sense, when I went looking around, it wasn't so much, I had enough money to cover this or what have you. I had a job, I had employment, I had the money that I made each month, it covered everything. I was good to go on a lot of fronts. So, but again, it was still a matter of just going around to look. Where I looked or where I called, we started off with some realtors. I think it was what's that one with the balloon? Remax.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we went to Century 21. We actually went to the actual offices first. We didn't go online. We went because it was in the neighborhood. So we would do that and we would have them set up appointment times so we can go look. We made sure that they were available to go look and say, look, we'll meet you over there, or they'll give us the code to the key box or something to that effect. And they would allow us to go look like that. So that was our process. But how we found this home, we this house wasn't even built yet. And
Mm-hmm.
we went to a model home and we qualified there. And then they said, well, look, this is what your house is going to look like. And in I think 4 to 5 months it was built. And
Well, I'll say this: you are one of the few people that I love to work with because you went to a realtor to to first see what it is you should do. Like I think we're ready to buy a home, and I'm sure they told you, okay, your first process is going to need to be talking to a lender, uh, getting like let's figure out. You knew that you were already qualified for a VA loan, but you just didn't know how much. So at that point, you found that out, and then you started to be able to search for homes, because then the realtor can filter their searches for homes that qualify for VA loans, but also within your price range, and kind of had the amenities that you guys were wishing.
correct.
So that's even talking about this now. Like I know here I can. I don't know why it's not allowing me to. I pulled over on the side of the road and just killed the truck. But even talking about this now, like I know I can help other realtors through this, but I don't want me personally. I don't want to do that anymore. I'd rather be able to go pick my kids up every single day instead of never knowing if I'm going to have a showing or not, or a listing appointment or whatever. I would rather just help other realtors be successful and other people be impressed by their systems that I was able to help them divvy out, like build.
Well, see, that's the thing. You already have a niche that you're in. You are more familiar with than anyone else, even when you talk to another realtor. Similar to myself, I got tired of getting into business opportunities, and I said, you know what? There's limitations in that. So let me just provide as a tool and a resource for them to do better at their job or their business. So because you are familiar with the niche of realtors, you have more insight to the pains that they're going to feel about getting this job done utilizing your CRM system or your AI that you're providing for them. You have much more to offer them because What answers? What can they possibly tell you as an excuse why they don't want it? You have all the answers right there. You know.
Because I don't know, I just feel like the market's oversaturated for realtors. Like there are a lot of real estate CRMs out there. But I'm
But
sure that's the same. I feel that way, but I'm sure that's the same exact way for every niche. Like there's a lot of them out there.
right, is anything similar to being a realtor that you can help somebody with? I mean, that might be another avenue. You know, is there another niche close to the same effect as a realtor?
Well, I feel like
Car dealerships. Uh, what else? Anything that's selling of any commodity like that. Um,
well, there's like I said like earlier in when I was doing the flip homes, the best contractors that I was able to find, if you didn't know somebody that knew them, you would never find their information. You never get their information. I feel like being able to show people like, hey, you need to be online, and then showing them just the simplest features of high level, that that will help them be able to grow like exponentially, because their work is going to sell. That's going to be the word of mouth for them, that like, because the ones I was able to finally find after doing flips for several years, like that's my group. I don't I don't really like to share their information because they're so good. And if I've got something going, I don't want I want to be able to have them for myself. I know that's greedy in a sense, but that's when you find good people to do. That's what I've always said. Like if you encompass yourself around a good group of people that do good quality work and take pride in what they do, which don't even get me started on America nowadays. Like, but anyways, that's once you have that inner circle for whatever you're doing, then you rely on your network. So for those people, I want to help them grow their company so they can better their lives and their family's life. And I really feel like even just starting a website for them,
mm,
that amongst like doing little simple things that I can do pretty quickly on Go High Level is would not be difficult to do. It's just I don't know. I'm good at selling once I believe in something, and I do believe in this. It's just I don't know how to strategize my own business's offer very well.
There's a couple resources in the GHL University. I can send that over to you on offers that we've tested. It's not your niche specifically, but it's offers that we've done for high level or selling high level to business owners. We sold to med spas specifically, and it was more orientated around AI. But I mean, I've met quite a few people who sell to many niches, and um, even like the missed call text back still works. They all work. They all work. You just need to make it sound like they fundamentally need it for their business to grow. So um, that's why I'd start. Missed call text back is always the way. AI is a very popular subject, and yes, it can increase their efficiency, but it also um, might not. It might even cause more troubles than necessary. This is what some of our clients experience as well because the AI wasn't prompted the correct way. So just bear that in mind. Oh, David left. David came back. There you are. Yo. You're
Can you hear me?
muted. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It
Yeah.
just also just cut off. I heard that you had some resources in GHL University.
Yeah. We'll send them over to you. We'll try and connect. I'll send them over to you because I have a few offers that we tested. Some work, some didn't work. just take it, run with it, and see what you can do with that niche. I do hope, you know, you're right. Like, I think having the ability to pick up your family and spend time with them and not having to travel here, there, and everywhere for people who might not even buy or show up
Okay.
is
And I've always been the one that's would be happy just helping somebody else succeed and do that for somebody else to buy a house and just be their coach on the side and clap, say good job. You
yeah,
sold over $1 million this month. Congratulations. But yeah,
yeah, cool,
appreciate
man.
that.
So we went a little bit over. Yeah, I just want to say thanks for jumping on, guys. It's been a pleasure to have all of you
Yeah.
jump on about this. And if you do have any more questions, ping me, message the community, and yeah, have a lovely rest of your Monday, guys.
Can you send me
Yeah.
what you were talking about for your
Do you
AI?
have an email? Should I send that to you?
Yes, sir.
Is that
Simplify and profit. Sir?
Say it again.
Simplify and profit at Gmail.
Nice. Awesome.
and that affiliate thing? Maybe I missed it somewhere in your package. You said you have an affiliate thing going on.
Yeah. I sent it to you. I will send it on Zoom as well. So we do
Okay.
we do 40% comms, baby.
All right.
Oh
Sound like
yeah.
because I'm a push.
Oh man, people push it with your AI avatar.
That's a fact. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Cool, guys.
All
All
right.
right. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll
Thank you. Yes, sir.
bye all.
Bye-bye.